How's it going, you guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at 8 Wiis that I recently purchased off of a game distributor here in my county. Supposedly they all have various types of issues. We don't know which ones work or which ones don't, if any of them even do work. Supposedly they're all just being sold for parts, so we're just going to have to go through, diagnose them, see what each and every one of these needs. I was told a lot of them need disk drives and disk readers. So I do have all those parts in the mail. They'll be here in about 3 weeks. Unfortunately, I had to order them off eBay for the best deal, and unfortunately eBay takes a while to ship these types of things. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. We are just under 40 now from my last video. So we're actually doing pretty darn good. It's moving pretty fast. To all my viewers, thank you guys so much. Love it. It's mind-blowing how much traction I've gotten in just 2 weeks. Side note, I did start a Discord. Link will be in the description below. Go ahead, check it out. Come there, hang out. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. With all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into this. I have these 8 Wiis sitting right behind me. We're going to go ahead and get these things tested and diagnosed. This will be part 1 of 2, and hopefully I can get that done before the end of the month. I do have quite a few other videos lined up for you guys, so it should be a fun time. Let's get into this. Alright, you guys, so these are the Wiis that I got set up over here. We got 8 of them stacked all nice and pretty, so you guys can see what we're dealing with here. I do have this top one hooked up. I've got my disc right here. I've got my Wiimote ready. We're going to go ahead and dive straight into this, see which ones work. Can only hope that at least one of them work, but the more fixing, the better. I love working on these things, so should be a fun one. Alright, so I got everything moved to the side. Had to make a little room here. We're going to go ahead and get straight into testing, see if this guy actually turns on, see if the Wiimote connects, and we will get a disc in there, see if it reads, and go from there, you guys. Alright, so right off the bat, I noticed that the disk drive is making a horrendous noise. We'll see if this thing actually takes in a disc once I get it on the screen here, which I just went to the wrong input. Derpa derpa. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get the Wiimote connected here. Alright, so the Wiimote does connect. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So I'm seeing that we have Super Mario Bros., Super Mario World, and there was one more over here. We have Mario Bros. So it does look like that this is a modded system. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't boot into one of these games real quick before we proceed with testing the disc. Alright, so it does boot into the game. I do not have the controller out right now, but I do have one stored away somewhere. So this is definitely a modded system. That's pretty darn cool. So we are back at the main menu. We're going to go ahead and test Super Smash Bros. Hopefully this doesn't hurt my disc. Oh, that sounds so bad. Okay, I do hear it making noise on the inside. Sounds like it is spinning up the disc. Okay, so if this reads, this one might be able to be fixed just by taking it apart and fixing whatever's broken on the disk drive. There's some kind of mechanical malfunction going on in there, if it reads. Fingers crossed. So it does look like it's actually booting into the game. Alright, so with number 1 tested, we're going to go ahead and move on to number 2. Alright, this one appears to be completely stock, so we'll just go ahead with testing. So it did make a weird noise once that disc got in there. Alright, so I do not hear the disc spinning up, so this one needs a new disk drive and or laser. Alright, so we're on the main screen here. Disk drive seems to be working. Let's go ahead and see if this thing reads a disc. Ooh, it did not want to go in there. Alright, this one does appear to be loading into the game. Why did he say that these didn't work? Alright, so number 3 does, in fact, seem to work pretty darn good. So we'll go ahead and get this disc out of here and go to number 4. Alright, so we got number 4 hooked up and ready to go. These things are making my hands dirty. Things need a good clean, that's for sure. Oh my god, that's another one. Unbelievable. Alright, so this is another modded Wii. It looks like we have Ninja Gaiden. We have Blades of Steel. We have Mario Kart 64. Anything else on here? Alright, that seems to be the only games that are on here. However, when it comes to Ninja Gaiden, this is one of my all-time favorite games. I will play the crap out of that. I remember trying to beat that as a kid, and it was so freaking hard. Let's go ahead and test the disc and see if this works. Ah, the game disc cannot be read. That sucks. Alright, we'll get this out of here. And we will move on to the next one. Alright, so number 5 is hooked up and ready to go. Disk drive definitely makes some funny noise. Alright, we are now in the main screen. Let's go ahead and see if this disc will actually work. Oh yeah, the disk drive does not sound okay. So I did try initially to spin it up, but all noise has ceased, so this one needs a new disk drive and or laser. Alright, so we now have number 6 hooked up. She does power on. So I'm noticing something weird on here that I haven't actually seen. It says homebrew channel, so we're going to go ahead and see what that is. Okay, so all I am seeing is what you guys are seeing. I have no idea what this is. If anybody knows what this is or what it does, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know. I've never dealt with any type of modded Wiis before. Okay, so we are back into number 6. Let's go ahead and see if it will read a disc. So I do hear the disc actually spinning in there, so that's a good sign. Okay, so number 6 does in fact work. Awesome. Alright, we will move on to number 7. Okay, so when I picked up number 7, I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but there's definitely something falling around in there. So I'm assuming there's some kind of internal damage, something is broken, some kind of plastic is probably in there rattling around. Oh! So upon startup, this one sounds the absolute worst. Alright, so we are in, and I am seeing Ice Climber. So I'm going to go ahead and see what this is real quick. Okay. So there is in fact at least one game downloaded on here. That's pretty cool. Okay, so would this one be considered modded as well? Let me know in the comments. I'm not all that familiar with the Wiis, because I honestly never owned one of these. I don't really know how it works. Can you just download games on here, or do you have to actually... Are they modded when they have games on here like this? Anyways, we will go ahead with the disc and see what happens. Sounds horrendous upon going in. Oh my god. So it does in fact sound like it's spinning up. We do get the logo. Alright, so this one does in fact read the disc. So this one is going to be one of those that has some kind of mechanical issue in here. That's why it's making all that noise. Hopefully I can get this apart in the future video that we're going to do. And see if we can't get these ones that read but have terrible noises happening on the inside. See if we can't get these actually fully functional. Alright, last but not least, coming right up, you guys. Alright, we have number 8 hooked up here. I'm going to go ahead and get her turned on. Oh, for the love of God. Okay, this one by far sounds the worst. Alright, so now we're in the main channel here. I see this little Mario Kart channel right here, so I'm going to go ahead and see just what exactly that is. We'll go in as Cool Dude. Let's go to... No, that's not what... Okay, fine, we'll do that. Oh, that is so lame. Alright, back to the home screen. Alright, we'll go ahead and test the disc and see what happens. Hopefully... Oh, this thing doesn't eat it. No, it won't give it back. Okay, take it back. Okay. This thing is detrimentally broken. So, another one that we're going to have to tear apart, figure out what the heck is going on inside, and see if we can get it running nice and smoothly. Should be a fun project. Alright, so that is all the Wii's tested and diagnosed. Can't wait till the parts get here, get some of these repaired and working again. Definitely get them back out into the community. Maybe donate 1 or 2 to my family or friends, as long as they're not in our e-waste. I have quite a few more videos lined up for you guys. They should be fun. Until next time, I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe in the world.